welcome to episode 16 of the Squadcast, the official podcast of Glasgow Warriors. We are coming to you a little bit later this week because we're in a couple of off weeks, so we thought we'll split the 2 off weeks and we'll put one out right in the middle of the 2 off weeks just to really throw everybody's sense of time off, as it usually is at this time of year. It's been a while since we've chatted, so in that time we've also had a bonus point win down at the Dragons. My co-host, Mr. Murphy Walker, what did you make of that result?
Good result,
Good.
considering the game. A couple of disallowed tries. It could have been a bigger score, but given it was an away win and such a big scoreline, I think you can't really complain. Obviously, there was mistakes and here and there, but to get that score just before setting off for break was good. And obviously, getting a bonus point win just before we get a big break is ideal. And then obviously, Ulster ahead.
I think we're now doing this every single week, but let's talk about Seba, shall we?
Seba is unreal. How good is Seba? I think Argentinians in general are very overlooked rugby players, but Seba this year he's become someone else. He's unbelievable in defence and attack, everything. He's got it all. Isn't the biggest of blokes, but bloody hell, he puts his body on the line, and he's not slow.
He is not slow.
He's not slow, which obviously helps. So yeah, he played very well. I thought he was going to get man of the match, but Fraz Brown nicked it. But Fraz did play well. I'll give him his due. The old boy played well. So
we're throwing the old boy in there. Okay.
He would know. But yeah, Seba, unbelievable.
Have you ever caught Seba in training?
What do you think? That's an easy answer. No.
Got to ask the question.
No, never caught.
No.
I don't think I've ever caught anybody with a number higher than 5 on the back.
To be fair, that's too higher than I thought it was going to be, so there we go.
Do you think? Cheeky.
Yeah, you could catch me, you'd be fine.
Yeah.
We're also at the start of the Six Nations as well. I'm not 100% sure when this is actually going to go out. It's on a whim. We're in that type of year where we can just sort of throw it out.
In that period, in the Six Nations window.
Let's just preview. We've obviously got 15 boys in the Scotland squad, 11 of them in the Calcutta Cup team.
Yeah.
Who should we be keeping an eye on?
I would say, I can't really put an individual, but especially for the Calcutta Cup game, it's the Huey Pelotu duo. I think they'll be pivotal in how Scotland will go, because obviously your centres are massive in terms of attack and defence, but I mean Hugh and Sione have been going so well recently, in such good form, and then got branded with that Huey Pelotu name, which is I can't remember who it was, but it was someone on Twitter.
I think his Twitter handle is now at Huey Pelotu.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so he gets all credit for it, but I mean, Sione's probably in the form of his life. Hugh's getting there as well, and Hugh's obviously been chomping at the bit to get back into the Scotland squad and play. So, it's going to be very exciting to see those two together, because they've been ripping out for Glasgow, and hopefully do the same for Scotland, which I'm sure they will.
It's not just the senior Six Nations that starts this weekend as well. We've also got the under-20s.
With D Money leading the way.
Duncan Munn, one of our 6 Warriors in the under-20s setup, which leads us seamlessly on to what we're going to do today.
With our first special host.
With our first special guest. We are delighted to welcome Ben Salmon from the Glasgow Warriors Falls Rock Scottish Rugby Academy, or whatever we're calling it these days. But
something like that.
The senior academy. That's it. You are setting the bar for all academy boys to follow. How are you?
No pressure. No, I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having us on. Absolute pleasure.
Very welcome. Obviously, you're still on the sidelines with a bit of rehab at the minute. Yep. First of all, how's the rehab going?
Yeah, it's going well. Happy with who I am. Definitely on track for the RTP date. So, not too far away now. Definitely on the home straight.
And you're also probably better positioned than both myself and Murphy to talk about the 26 nations as well, the boys that are in there. Who should we be keeping an eye out from a Glasgow point of view?
There's a lot of young boys, actually. It's quite refreshing to see a lot of young talent. They've been prepping real hard. So I think if I had to put a couple of boys, I'd say some of the boys in the back row. Keep an eye on them. Like Johnny Morris, he's a bit of a workhorse. He's been kept in the dark a little bit, so it's nice to see him get on the pitch and see what he can do.
Big Dunk as well.
Big Dunk.
Big Dunk will put in some shots and he'll
do his great end, boys.
Yeah, so
we'll probably come on to this in the rest of the Squadcast, but just I know who christened him with the D Money nickname.
It was, I don't know, it was kind of just one of these things that stuck. I'm pretty sure it was something like Sione or something that's called him.
Yeah, it sounds like a Sione.
Yeah, D Money. So Duncan Munn, it's quite funny actually. I coached Duncan Munn at school at Kelvinside for 2 years.
So it's all you.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll take all the credit there, and then obviously now he's in here trains very well here. He's very liked by the boys, and obviously played 20s last year. Now he's captain in the 20s this year, or co-captain in the 20s. So yeah, all the boys are supporting D-Money and his crew.
Well, Ben, you are on the Squadcast for the first time, and as the first Academy boy, we're going to do an Academy special for the Squadcast. So it's the same plethora of scenarios that are in the Squadcast hat. But your job, instead of relating them to every other the warrior, you're going to relate them to your Academy counterparts down the stairs.
Happy days.
Are you ready?
I was born ready.
Before we're going,
Oh yeah.
do you know Ben's nickname?
No. Does Ben know Ben's nickname?
Ben knows Ben's
Okay.
nickname.
Ben, would you like to reveal, or Murphy, or one of you?
His nickname is Pinky. Show Craig.
Oh wow! Now this does not relate well to an audio medium, but yes, yeah.
How would you describe that?
I have no idea. I mean, your pinky finger on what's that? Your
It's
right
at
hand?
a 90,
Right hand.
90-degree angle.
Yeah, we're not actually exaggerating this. It's actually a 90-degree angle.
It's
Is that
fairly
as
mutant.
is that as straight as it goes?
Straight as it will go.
How did that come about?
It's been a long time coming, really. It's been a bit of developing going on there. I think I've got tight ligaments in the back, and then I've broken it a few times, which definitely did not help.
Yeah, that
And
doesn't
it's
tend
just
to.
developed into an absolute mutant finger
Yeah.
over
Yeah,
time. So
fair enough.
Never tried to shake hands with Ben. It's a
going
nightmare.
for the curve technique. It's a great icebreaker, though. I'll
Don't-
tell you that.
I like the fact
Where
you've got
you
your
going
own
with that?
technique for handshake. That's probably setting the bar for the entire Squadcast, to be honest. That's
You know, just get the
have to go
urge
with that.
to put your hand on the table and just get like a hammer and go bang.
Be my guest. In one shift, honestly. It's
Yeah,
solid.
imagine. And all of a sudden it's straight and I'm working.
I'm going to let you explain that to the medical and SED.
Yeah.
How did Ben get injured again? Oh yeah, hit him with a hammer.
Yeah, broken finger.
For sure.
Yeah,
Round
that's,
4.
That's not a good idea.
So yeah, we've got initially, you know how you got called Pinky? I thought it was because your second name was Salmon.
It
You know,
wasn't
how,
even that, yeah.
you know how you get like salmon pink and whatnot? I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that'll be why he's called Pinky. And then no,
That is,
someone,
yeah, that's
someone was
where I
like, no, look at his hand. And I was like, oh,
went. Yeah, right.
it's Pinky.
Yeah. That was not what I was expecting this podcast to
Yeah,
go, but we're there now.
So we're on Squadcast 16 with Pinky.
Okay, I actually have to add that to the hat for the next time. Is which teammate has the
The weirdest Pinky. It's a bit
There's a few
specific.
boys up there, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Wilson's got some dodgy fingers as well.
he does, yeah,
His,
he does.
his are all crooked as well.
Yeah,
Right, shall we get started?
we probably should. Yeah,
Let's get into
we're there now. Yeah, Murphy, draw the first one for us.
Right,
Same stuff.
full this time.
Yeah, like I said, I think every question we've ever written is in this hat, as opposed to being split between 4 different hats this time.
Right, who is the next player to become a coach?
To become a coach.
What academy boy would you see becoming a coach in the future?
I mean, I'm finding it hard to stray past the man himself, D-Money.
Yeah,
Since he's already a top tier coach.
Yeah.
He's in it every
Loves
weekend.
rugby.
So, yeah, the boy loves, eats, breathes, and sleeps rugby. So I think he's the man for the job.
Yeah, and it's all from you, Murphy. That's where we're coming from.
yeah.
You've set the bar.
He actually
from the
coaches
best.
alongside me at Kelvin's side as well now.
Nice.
He takes, I'm going to say, under 14s or 13s and coaches them, refs them at weekends.
What kind of a coach is he? Do we know?
I can't talk from personal experience, but I'm sure
Well,
he loves rugby, so he'll be passionate.
Yeah, he comes across as quite an intelligent rugby player, for my best expression. He seems like
Yeah.
he's somebody who thinks about the game quite a lot. Is that what he's like to train and play
Oh, yeah.
and play alongside?
Yeah, he reads the game well. The boy finds gaps from nothing. So,
You ever had the pleasure of playing with him? Or?
yeah, I have a few times
Yeah.
actually. I think our first game together was 16s. We played against Cardiff Blues and they got absolutely pumped. But it was good fun. Me and D-Money had a good laugh about it. So,
Just chuck it around and hope for the best.
yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Exactly.
Oh, who else is? Well, Murphy, you can answer this from a senior squad point of view if you feel like it as well. I suppose we're keeping it to an academy special for
Well, I
the
know,
majority, but
obviously, one has recently moved into coaching was obviously Pete,
yeah.
and his younger brother, George. He does coaching at Hillhead, I think it is. He coaches there, so... And obviously, George is very much like Duncan in the fact and sense that he loves rugby, so
Yeah.
could see him going into it. I do a bit of coaching myself. I wouldn't say it's the... I don't know if to be honest, I don't know if I'll want to go down that route, but I'm open to it. But tell you who would make a great coach is Richie Gray, line-out wise.
Yeah.
His attention to detail is second to none. He's obviously very experienced. He's been coached by several different coaches, by the best of the best. He's been on Lions tours. He knows probably every drill and technique that there is to line out, and he pretty much runs our line out currently. because it's very player-led focused, our line-out this season, he's kind of been the key driver to its success, and obviously it helps being close to 7 foot tall. So I reckon Rich would make a great coach when he's older.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue, especially when you've got a second row that when you put him in with JP, you could have like a 14-foot second row.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It does tend to help.
It's ridiculous. It's great. I'm not complaining.
No.
It's great for us. Great for lifting him and winning ball, and then also it's great for scrummaging because it's good having a big lump behind you.
Without straying too far into the technical detail, because that's probably more technical than we've ever gone on the Squadcast. Is somebody that height easier to lift?
I would say it doesn't matter about your height.
Yeah.
It depends. It's depending on how good of a jumper. Like, there's so many things in jumping.
Yeah.
Like, you just think, oh, jump, and somebody will lift you. But everything with having your core switched on, legs together, toes pointed, all that stuff. The movement across the ground is huge as well. You get some people that'll kind of just scatter across the ground, whereas Richie's very smooth in his movements and fast. So, there's some guys that are really good at it, some not as good. I think Gregor Brown gets a hard time for his jumping because he jumps like a starfish, so it's hard to actually lift him. Whereas you get like Wilson's very good at jumping. Yeah. Technically very good, and obviously he's not the heaviest of players, but he's very explosive as well, so it makes our jobs a lot easier. So yeah.
Ben, you ever fancy doing a Stafford and jumping in the line out?
Can't say this for me.
Nope.
Nah, not my forte.
Oh, it's sevens. Have you ever played sevens?
I have played a bit of sevens.
In the line out, or were you still out in the back?
No, to be fair, a bit of single pod jumping. Don't mind
Nice.
that, but don't fancy myself against these 7 foot tall blokes.
No.
Still time.
Still going.
When did you stop growing? 21 or something?
Yeah, plenty of time.
Anyway, Ben, dive in. Pick the next
Do
one
the
I have for
honours.
you.
Oh, I'm on it.
On you go.
Picking straight from the top.
Straight,
even-
no fuss.
Your tour guide around Scotland is the first person to come up on your Instagram stories. Who is it?
Now, the first question is, do you have Instagram?
I do have Instagram.
Okay, there we go. That's because that was
Makes
Ross.
a difference. Yeah.
Ross pulled that out and didn't have Instagram, so we had to adapt the
Get
question.
the phone out. Who is it?
Instagram
We'll
stories.
talk amongst ourselves for a second.
Yeah.
While Murphy
I'll ruffle them up.
sifts the scenarios for the next one.
Yeah, ruffling them up.
An academy player.
Yes. If you don't have any of your academy teammates on Instagram, this could be a problem.
Doesn't follow anybody.
Don't actually like any of them. It's fine.
Forced to like them.
You know,
Who's your most frequent contacted academy player?
Freaking contacted. Not many of them. Stay away from them. I see them enough already in here.
Yeah, true.
Nah, who would it be? I mean, yeah, it depends. Probably like Finn Burgess, maybe.
okay,
Bit of chat with him. Or it's quite easy. Like, a lot of them stay together, so you message one of them, and they all know.
that does tend to
So
help.
it's pretty easy.
So basically, what you're saying is this is just a road trip for the entire academy around Scotland at this point.
It's looking that way.
Ah,
yeah.
fair enough. Okay. So in that case, who's the one that you would trust most as a tour guide? Let's reframe it that way. If you had somebody who's arranging a tour,
Who do a good
who's
tour?
who's in charge of the logistics?
Someone
and-
organised.
Yeah.
That's pretty rare. I'll tell you what, I reckon Andy Stewart would be pretty good.
Yeah.
Quite a passionate Scottish man. Reasonably organised. Probably one of the most organised. The bar's pretty low, but still.
Yeah.
I almost hesitate to ask the second half of this question, but who's the low bar? Who is the one that you really don't want organising anything?
I think boys, well, D-Money, nothing would happen. The boy just chats and nothing actually gets done. Harris McLeod, cannot see him doing much. He'll just stand there and not actually get anything done. To be fair, Finn Burgess is pretty organised. I reckon he'd give a decent one. Ben Ashfar, he's not got much. Organised, but I can't see him doing a tour around Scotland.
So basically, what you're saying is this is Andy Stewart, or you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And on that note, we'll just swiftly move on before we try and plan a different tour.
Next question. Who was the first teammate you met at Scotstoun, and what was your first impression of him?
First teammate. Well, I knew a few of them before coming to Scotstoun. But on the first day of Scotstoun, a couple of new faces was like Archie Smeaton.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's some Tracy.
Where to start?
Be no Named him Tracy because
Yep.
his hair, Tracy Beaker hair. Sorry, carry on.
It's pride and joy. But he's some stature of a man. He's a Greek god.
Yeah,
He's son of Zeus.
he's built. I'll give him his due. He's got some size
He's
to
a
him.
hinge fella.
Cambridge Uni scholar as well.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not daft, is he?
Nope, not at all.
It's not his pretty face.
What is he like? You get people like this where they're
Oh yeah. Book smart.
book smart, but oh my god, anything other than books, they're a liability. And I know quite a few of them.
Not naming names, but you probably name
No.
names.
I think you'd know who they are, even just speaking to them for 5 minutes. But yeah, what is he like in that sense in terms of being like street smart or just general?
I mean, coming from after Cambridge, street smart. I'm not sure I'd say he is, but yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely makes up for it for the book smart.
Yeah,
Just winding it back, obviously, you say you'd known a few boys before you came to Scotstoun. Just
Yep.
for people that are listening, you might not be a familiar name or familiar face to them. What is your rugby journey? How did you get picked up at the academy?
So I was pretty lucky with my journey actually. So, first off, I tried to play rugby in my hometown, Kinross. I just didn't like it when I was really young, so I just quit, and then moved over to Hillfoot's RFC, where a lot of my my schoolmate peers were there. So it was pretty much everyone from school played there, and it was brilliant. Loved it. Like there for a few years, had a really good coach. And yeah, we were playing some decent rugby, low league, but we were undefeated and having a good time.
Nice.
So that really got my love for the game, and then went to school in Dollar and played a lot of my schoolboy rugby there. And then straight after that, went to Stirling County, where I played a season with the men's ones, which was a pretty rough season. We had a bit of a relegation battle, but it was a good entrance into
what were
men's
you
rugby.
about 17 then?
17, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the season after that went into Stirling Super 6.
Nice.
And yeah, I've been there ever since.
So you boys have played together? He says with a questioning tone.
I think we might have done for
sure.
minutes. I'm not
Might
sure.
have.
Overlapped on and off.
Yeah.
I can't
One of those
remember
ones.
what time I played the last game for Super 6, but could have shared the pitch. But who was coaching at Dollar? Was it Ted?
Ted was there, yeah, from that point of view.
Eddie Pollock. He's a
Leading the charge.
famous name amongst Scottish rugby, so shout out to Ted if you're listening. I very much doubt you are, but
Should be.
yeah.
It's quite good we made it this far into the podcast without saying that nobody's going to listen this week, which is usually where we end up in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Duncan Weir, you're welcome.
I still been getting messages saying it's positive feedback.
Oh, yeah.
Ross's dad
Really good
loves
job.
it.
Good.
Keith
Thanks,
loves it.
Mr. Thompson. Love it.
Yeah, he's an avid listener, which is good. So, the feedback's positive.
Yeah.
So keep it coming in if you got any questions or queries or anything that we need to do.
Actually, if you've got any questions you want us to ask, feel free as well. It saves me
Sammy
writing
J came up to me and tapped me on the shoulder the other day and said, "Yeah, we need to get some questions where we can just out boys." I was like, "That sounds great."
them. On you go.
Yeah,
Fire them my
exactly.
way, Sammy. Okay. I don't know whether this is question 3 or 4 or whatever it is, but this
I
one.
think it's 4.
Four.
We're going with it.
Right. Oh, I've never seen this one before.
Oh, here we go.
If you were here as a fan, which stand would you want to sit in and why?
No brainer. It's got to be the main stand, surely.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
reckon?
Yeah.
Straight in.
You got the East Stand massive where the mash trumpeters are
Fair bit of noise.
a big, makes a lot of noise, yeah.
Yeah, you're right in the face of the window there. I reckon main stand, bit of shelter, get a bit of atmosphere.
Nice.
Or if you're lucky, you get to go in the, what's that called next door? The famous grouse?
The Bothy.
The Bothy. The
Yeah,
Bothy.
If you're paying a little bit extra for hospitality.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. You get some view and you're hidden from all the elements that you get battered
yeah.
from.
Wow.
The wee community stand, the SP Energy Networks one, the one in the corner.
Do you want to go and join the community teams?
Yeah, that's a nice one. Yeah, I've never actually watched a game as when I was a kid as a fan or like being non-23. I've never watched a game from other than the main stand.
Yeah.
I feel like we should branch out to the
I remember
east and west.
I came as a fan. I don't have a season ticket, but I remember coming as a fan, and it was the 2015 semi-final. The Finn pass to DTH in the corner.
Was that
I was
The
sat.
Pro 12.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pro Tail title winning season. I was sat in the stand right down. Basically, can see where it was sat right out the window at the moment. Down the east stand there. So
you were at the east stand.
I was in
the east stand. I thought you pointed at the north.
No, I'm usually in the main stand typing away on a match day.
Yeah.
Slight addition to the question: if you're sitting in the stand as a fan, who are you coming with? You've got one spare ticket. Who are you bringing?
First dib's got to be to the old man, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves the rugby.
Love it.
Do enjoy going with him. And then just a chum, I think.
Nice. Fair enough. Murphy?
Yeah, it'd probably be the same. Probably Dad loves it.
Nice.
But I'm trying to think. It's such a big family, so like, say if I am playing, the ticket request is ridiculous. It's usually the 7 other members of my family, brother's girlfriend, my sister's boyfriend, my grandparents. So it ends up being like something.
Got to keep them happy.
Yeah. So actually, we've got the Murphy Walker stand.
Yeah. See that wee community stand?
Filled.
The Walker family stand.
Ben, you've got all this to look forward to, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Right, dig in.
Right, Ben, on your next one.
Best nickname in the squad, and where did it come from?
Well, we've already covered yourself.
Yeah, so it's definitely not me.
Pinky. D-Money's good.
I think D-Money's other one is even better.
Oh, yeah.
Starving Steno.
Oh, Starving Steno.
that does crack me up. He's
I
getting
totally
forgot.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
That is a good one. I've not heard that before.
Have you not?
No, not heard that one.
That's got to be the best.
Yeah.
That's a strong contender.
If listeners are wanting an explanation, it's because he
put one and one together.
Yeah, he kind of looks like Steno, plays the same position when he plays outside centre or whatever, but it's because Steno's obviously massive and jacked, and then Duncan's got his growth. Shall we say he's got a little bit of growing to do? So they
he
call
did when he first came in.
Yeah,
he's getting there now. He's going the right way.
Yeah, straight out of school when he was just a skinny wee boy. They called him Starving Steno, which is it was quite funny.
You also got in the academy that's got their nicknames. Obviously, we've got yourself, we've got Duncan.
Well, recently graduated from the academy, Fez.
Yeah,
Fez. He's got quite a few actually, but his one of Android is quite good.
Franco, yeah. That was weird. One meeting, obviously, everyone calls him Fez. I don't think anybody calls him Ewan. And then one meeting, Franco's chatting about lineouts or something, and he goes, Fez, I hear you're called Android. And then that was it, and then everyone obviously just burst out laughing, and then he just started to continue his meeting. But yeah, Fez gets, because he's a robot pretty much. Who else is there? Tyrrell Tam, we've been through that one quite a time.
The tale as old as time
yeah,
at this point.
That's been, but he's going to have to be the second academy boy on here.
We are going to have to get him on it.
So he can explain his side to the listeners.
Yeah,
because he's been getting it pretty bad.
Went in backwards actually a little bit, obviously, for Fez. I think it's the first Squadcast we've had since he signed his pro deal. You've trained with him, played with him in the academy as well. Just tells a lot about him, really, I suppose.
Yeah, he's a bit of a grafter. He keeps his head down, really. He's not the loudest player in the squad, but yeah, he just gets the work done, and yeah, he's really excelled from it. So hats off to him.
Murphy.
He deserves it.
Yeah, it's good.
I was going to say you trained and played with him. Played with him this year?
Yeah, the Benetton
game.
And maybe others, I'm not sure.
Talk about how good he's been this season, really.
Yeah, I think he's obviously trained pretty hard, and he's just got his head down and just got stuck in. And it's good that we've got a mentality as a club that if you train well and you're in form, that you're going to get picked. It doesn't matter whether you've got 50 cats for Scotland or 100 cats for Glasgow, you can still get a game, which is very good to see from coaches-wise, because it gives everybody a bit of a chance. So if you're getting rewarded, there's nothing better as being a younger player and playing out in front of the Scots and at home, especially that Benetton game where he had quite a few touches on the ball, rampaging down the touchline. Yeah. But yeah, no, Fez is a great player. I think he learns fast, which is key for being a young boy. You need to be able to adapt and learn fast. And then in terms of line-out stuff, he's been listening to a lot of stuff Wilson, Richie's been telling him, so he's adapted pretty quickly. And yeah, he's not the smallest of guys either, so he's worked hard in the gym. He's worked off the pitch. He's been working pretty hard. And he's developed himself into a decent size, so he doesn't look out of place at all when he plays. And then, like Perpignan, he had a good game as well. So, yeah, he's got obviously heaps of potential, which is good to see boys coming through the ranks. And I'm sure Pinky's going to be another one in a couple of years or sooner.
Pressure's on.
Bit of work to do.
We'll go with one more.
Yeah,
Who
right.
Pick it? Who wants to pick the last one?
I'll go have a look.
Choose wisely.
Let's go and dig in.
Is that Tooney out there?
It is, yeah.
Tooney's
Showing us up in the wind.
We should clarify for the listeners that's not Gregor.
It's the one with hair.
Young Christian doing the work.
Who is most likely to cry at a movie?
That's a movie. Oh, I don't even have to think about that. It's Ben Ashford.
Oh yeah,
Really?
Oh, yeah.
you were remarkably quick in there. As soon as that question
He was the
said.
first man that came to my head.
Oh,
Yeah.
What
Didn't
is
expect
he? Is
that.
he just a sensitive soul, or is he just very
Yeah.
provoked by films?
Maybe a little bit of both. But yeah, a nice little sad film like Marley and Me. I can definitely see him tearing up. And to be fair, he's nice and he's open with his emotions. He doesn't box it in.
as he
so
should be.
It's impressive. Yeah, I'd say Ben Ashford.
I wasn't actually expecting that answer to be that quick. I thought you were going to have to go in quick. So I'm going to have to think of what else we can say for this now. But
There's many other boys, to be fair.
But you talk about Ben, obviously. Again, he's another one that's in the academy with you at the minute. He's playing for the 20s this weekend as well.
Yeah, starring.
Between him and Finn, obviously, we've got a good crop of academy nines there as well. I really hope I've not missed anybody out from a scrum half point of view in the academy. But how good is it to be training with them, playing with them, and seeing their development as well?
Yeah, it's great for them. Just kind of pushing each other on. They're both slightly different nines. Ben's maybe a little bit more of a running nine, and Finn's maybe controls it more of a controlling nine, bit slower. Doesn't mind me saying that.
I was going to say you said that, then thought, hang on. Should I say that?
But no, they're both real good players, real professional. So it's class to see them having a go on the main stage. Hope they go well.
Yeah, definitely. Good dovetailing for the future. They've both played Super 6 as well.
Yeah.
Mark, I've got to ask you the same question again because I know Finn's a Stirling County boy or Stirling Wolves boy. Played with Finn?
This is challenging. I don't know. Probably. Okay. I don't know. I don't know where the overlap is, but I can't remember the last game I played for Stirling. But yeah, probably have.
Fair enough.
I played with a few. Max, played with him.
Yeah.
Gus.
Well, we've covered. We played with Gus.
I don't know who else is a county boy, but
Harris McLeod.
Harris, I think.
Possibly.
Yep.
I'm not
Big
sure.
Nos. Ever scrummed with him?
Cal Norrie, no, I haven't actually. Because we're obviously the same position, so
That's tough.
can't
Position
be on the
out.
same. Can't be on the same on the pitch at the same time. Come on, Craig.
Overlap. Run off.
But I actually, for that question, which you probably don't remember, the crying at the movie.
I do remember you'd also said Marley and Me, which was an interesting one.
Well,
it came up in discussion.
Yeah, but I can't remember what for.
I don't know.
Anyway, Gus Fraser, without a doubt.
Oh, really? That's dark horse.
I've been next to him, and when we shared a flat, I think several times. Some movies weren't even that sad. He was crying. He's just just an emotional guy.
It's got visions of him just crying like the Avengers.
Yeah, probably. Genuinely.
So basically what you're saying,
Endgame.
we put Gus and we put Ben in a room, we put Marley and Me on and we see which one of them breaks first.
Yeah, hands down Gus.
Oh, really? Wow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. You think, see, this is the thing. The academy boys and maybe some of the older boys who don't know Gus as well will just see him as the hard little meatball he is that trains. And the grafter who just works hard to, but
He's a big softie.
he's a big softie at heart.
Give you in the middle.
And Jenny will tell you that his girlfriend is the biggest softie going.
Ben, if you had a chance to respond to that, do you reckon that Gus would cry first out of him and Ben? This is again, I didn't see this podcast going in this direction, but that's where we are.
Yeah. I mean, I would have said Ben, but it sounds like Murph might be... No, sorry. It sounds like Gus might be the man for the job.
Yeah, there's nothing against it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but
No,
I reckon Gus would probably agree.
All right. Well, tune in at some point in the near future and we might put that to the test. Probably won't. Probably
Set them
won't.
at the middle of the meeting and play a sad clip.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that at some point.
I think he actually said his kryptonite is clips on Facebook of like soldiers returning home from
No.
from war or something like that.
Airport scenes.
Yeah, it's not quite probably a movie as well, but yeah, it's Facebook compilations.
And if you've got any suggestions for Facebook clip compilations that we can send to Gus, please send them to us. I think on that note, we might actually call in to episode 16 of the Squadcast on this occasion.
Yes, sir.
Ben, thank you very much for joining us and shedding some light on what goes on in the academy. Hopefully we'll see you back out there in full training before too long.
Yeah, fingers crossed. No,
Fingers
thanks for having
crossed
us.
Pinkies crossed.
Indeed, if you can cross them. Murphy, pleasure as always. We'll see you in the next couple. We're off this week coming, but we will see.
We're not.
Well, yeah.
No rest for the wicked.
That's true, yeah. You're in 8 days a week at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, we'll see you at some point in the future.
We will.
Thank you again for listening. I've been Craig Wright. He's been Murphy Walker. He's been Ben Salmon. And this has been the Glasgow Warriors Squadcast.